All right, so I really want to know, is it by some scheduling coincidence that there's so many teams with similar identities and that are in similar situations playing each other this early in the season? I mean, look at last weekend. Excuse me, clear my throat there. We had Florida State and LSU play each other, and they were both teams that exceeded expectations last year. And for that reason, the standards surrounding those teams established by fans and the media were amplified this year, and so they have to deliver on that. And they clashed last Sunday, and we saw FSU dominate. So now we arrive at a similar situation here with Miami and Texas A&M this Saturday on ABC, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 Central for us in the Chicago time zone. Miami and Texas A&M are both teams that had disastrous seasons last year and are really trying to repair their image this year and regain trust from the fans and the media and supporters. How that will work out for both of them, that remains unknown, and this Saturday will be a major indicator of that. But going into this game, both teams are in eerily similar situations with similar trajectories as well. I like this matchup. It's something that you really don't see a lot. Miami and Texas A&M, ACC, SEC, South Florida, and Texas. I love the clash. I really do. It's an interesting matchup. I really think college football needs more of this. It's imperative for both of these teams to win this game. Obviously, that can't happen, but this game is extremely important for both of these teams when you assess their schedule moving on after this game. So, Texas A&M, they're in the SEC West, which I believe is the most challenging division in all of college football. They've got to play Alabama. Luckily, that game's at home. They have to go on the road to Baton Rouge to play LSU. They have to go on the road to Knoxville to play Tennessee. And they have to go on the road to Oxford to play Ole Miss. That is daunting. And early on in the season, they need every win they can get. And this game is one of them. Miami, looking at their opponents. You've got North Carolina. I don't know if you saw that game last week, but Drake May looked like he was on fire. That's going to be a challenging game for the Hurricanes. They've got Clemson, and I know they're the laughing stock of college football right now after losing to Duke University. But it's still Clemson, coached by Dabo Swinney, and it'll be a challenge. They have to play at Florida State. We saw them last Sunday. I alluded to that a few minutes ago. That's a very dangerous team right now that if I were in the ACC, I'd want no part of. And at NC State. And I mentioned that game because going to Raleigh that's always a tough task. You really got to roll up your sleeves if you want to succeed there. So Miami has that on their schedule, and that'll be a task to overcome. So you look at those upcoming opponents and the composition of both these teams. This is a must-win for both of them. But there will be only one winner come Saturday evening. This game was also tough to gauge. It's tough to assess both of these teams because they both played G5 opponents last week. Of course, Texas A&M played the Lobos of New Mexico, who I love dearly. Always loved those silver helmets with the red face mask. Beautiful. And Miami, Florida, played the Red Hawks of Miami of Ohio last weekend. Both teams cruised to victories against their respective opponents, New Mexico and Miami of Ohio. So, since they're both G5 teams, it's tough to gauge the identity of Texas A&M and Miami going into this game. Again, we don't know who they are right now, but we know that both teams have decent trajectories heading into the season based on what they did in the offseason, and both teams are trying to repair their image after disastrous seasons last year. Ultimately, give me the Aggies because when compared to Miami, and it's a relatively even matchup, but when compared to Miami, I think Texas A&M has an edge offensively. I love their receiving core, and I love this new creativity that's been introduced on the offensive side of the ball with Bobby Petrino. I think that was a great hire, and you're going to see that demonstrated more and more this season. I think Connor Wegman's going to be a star. I think he has a lot of potential, and I think you're really going to see him ascend this year, and that's no referendum against Tyler Van Dyke. because I think he's going to continue to develop as well. But right now, Connor Wegman, I think we've got a star in the making, and you're going to see him shine, and I think he may even be a topic of conversation come this time next week. It's going to be an entertaining game. It's going to be a riveting game on that 3:30 ABC slot. But I'm going with the Aggies 27-23, and I hope that game is that competitive and has a similar score. You know, I think you'll see some defense in this game. You'll see some entertaining offensive plays, but I think you'll also see some good defense keeping that score in that 27-23 range. I hope you all enjoy this game as much as I will. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you and the time that you took out of your day to watch the video. And if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and share it, as well as subscribe to the Era. The more likes and subscribers I get on this channel, the more resources I can attain, and the more resources I can attain, the more value I can provide to you, the viewer. And that is how I show my appreciation for you for the time that you devote to watching my videos. So thank you so much, and have a great day.